All right, welcome back to Filling in the Gaps Rerolled. I'm one of your hosts, DM Mambo, and today we're doing a little different. We're doing one of our Rerolled. We're gonna do the session 0G, episode 3. I'm going to be DMing this one, and it's going to be a little different because it's going to be a session 0 for Burn Bright, the game for Roll20. As always, we have our lovely other host slash audio gremlin with us. If you guys would like to introduce.
Oh, hello. I'm the editor. I do the edits. I'm Noob. Hello.
And I'm David. I'm one of the other hosts.
And I'm Malcolm. I'm also another host. This is an awkward intro a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's all right. We can redo it.
Not on you. I'm just saying, like, I feel I'm not in my normal setup, so I feel awkward.
It's all right. I think they've expected this from us for now. So,
if it's not a little awkward, is it filling in the gaps?
Yeah, right. If there's no gaps to be filled, do we even have a show? But like I said, today we're going to be playing a session 0 of how I do, obviously, session 0s for the game Burn Bright, which you can find over at Roll20, made specifically for them. If you want to have, not sponsored, obviously. We're just doing this because it's something new, and episode 3 was kind of based around this idea of running a Burn Bright, episode 4, excuse me. Episode 4 of our show, Filling the Gaps Rerolled. Find us on Twitter at FITGDND. And, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do this session 0 for Burn Bright. Again, like I said, for the millionth time. And if you want to find more, just go on YouTube and search that up. And yeah, so what I want to do, gentlemen, to start off is, one, move my mic down so I can see my screen. All right. Is I want to go through the Monte Cook Games consent form with you guys and see what kind of game we want to play. So yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys, so what, if this game was a movie genre, what rating would you guys like?
I'm cool with R, but I would prefer PG-13.
For editing reasons, PG-13.
I was going to say PG-13 is kind of my bread and butter anyway. So we'll do PG-13. Yeah. And
sounds good to me. If
those, we can add this link for the checklist, consent checklist on the show notes for you guys. It's free for anyone at Monte Cook Games. So yeah. Horror. What would you guys look for horror-wise? We got bugs, blood, demons, eyeballs, gore, harm to animals, harm to children, rats, and spiders.
I don't like bugs.
Don't like bugs.
Not a big fan of spiders.
Okay, so
not a big fan of spiders, but I can deal with them as we've done in a different one shot.
We'll do a yellow with them then.
And then for harm to kids, like not on the like thing. If you find like a skeleton of a child, that's one thing, but that don't like like that's just, we don't need to do that.
I agree. Harm to animals. Do we want my dog skip moment, or are we gonna just bypass that part?
I'm happy bypassing that.
Yeah, me too. Okay. I gotta say, this is the first time using this consent form, and it's really easy. Like, you just click boxes and it, like, this is great.
It's genuinely very helpful.
So demons, blood is blood good?
Mm-hmm.
Demons, okay.
Yeah.
Eyeballs.
Necessary.
I mean, you're gonna get a reaction out of me, but it's not gonna be anything
okay. Gore.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okie doke. And then rats. Anyone have a rat problem? No? Okay.
None here.
Sweet. How about romance? We've got fade to black, explicit, between PCs and NPCs and between PCs.
Fade to black, I think, is
the best.
My preferred option. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Do you guys
do like KOTOR?
So we'll do no explicit. Do you want possible relationships between romance relationships between PCs and NPCs?
Sure.
All right. And then through to PC, so you guys planning on getting romantically involved?
I don't know who these guys are playing, so I don't know who I am. So.
Okay, so we'll put a yellow for there, a yield. So, all right, and then sex. I'm just gonna say fade to black, if that even.
Oh, sex is different from romance, and yeah. I'm just saying fade to black, and we won't mention any details. Social and cultural issues, homophobia. I'm going to assume we're all pretty good for red that one and avoid that. Mm-hmm.
Racism, I'm going to just say avoid that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Real world religion.
Yeah.
Yellow it.
Yellow.
Yeah, it's like if you're knowledgeable about it, I just don't want to deal with it.
Burnt Bright has its own religions in it already, so it won't be as prevalent as I think it's going to be anyway. Sexism, I'm going to assume just read all of those. Sexism and specific cultural issues. We'll table all of those and get rid of them. That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mental and physical health is our next category. Cancer, do we want to talk about that? I'm assuming no.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Claustrophobia?
I'm cool with that one. That one's fine.
IRL, I don't like claustrophobia, but in game I'd be fine with it.
Okay.
I keep
Freezing.
forgetting to talk.
I know, that's why I keep looking up at New. I'm like, does he want to? All right, let's see. Freezing to death, is that cool?
I mean, it's very cool.
Oh.
But that's also fine. It's also fine.
Gaslighting?
I mean, that's just kind of how PCs talk, isn't it? But yeah, that's also okay for me. If I make jokes at it, it's because I'm completely fine with it, that's all.
No sweat. Genocide, I'm assuming no?
No.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Heat stroke, it seems pretty alright.
Green.
Super green.
Let's see. Paralysis or physical restraint.
Real life, don't like it. Game, fine.
Okay, real life.
Green.
Police or police aggression. Red.
Yellow.
Yellow? We want yellow?
Yellow. I heard a red, though. Somebody...
That was me.
Was that you saying that?
Yeah, I assume that's where we were going to go. Yellow? Okay. We'll do a yellow to red. So I'll check both of them. Self-harm, I'm going to say that's a red. Same with pregnancy, miscarriage, and abortion. I'm going to give that a red, if that's cool with everyone.
Pregnancy might be fine, but miscarriage or abortion, definitely no.
Yeah, they just have that as one category on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, that
one.
makes a bit difference.
I will do yellow to red and just keep pregnancy in my mind. Severe weather, hurricanes, tornadoes.
I'm cool.
I drove through 5 inches of snow yesterday. I'm used to severe weather.
Yeah,
severe
same.
weather isn't too rough.
One of our oh my god, I can't think of the word right now. All right, it's not important. Someplace near Buffalo got 21 inches in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
And I'm just glad I don't live there. Sexual assault, I'm assuming red.
That's red.
Starvation.
Green.
Green? Awesome. We just did starve. Terrorism.
Yellow.
Yellow is, yeah.
Torture, yellow, I'm assuming. Or red.
Yeah.
Does it elaborate?
No. Just says torture. Red. And then...
If we're going PG-13, yeah, red.
Thirst, I'm assuming, is going to be fine. Okay. If there is anything specific you guys want me to exclude, feel free to type in the chat. You can privately send me a message, so we won't broadcast. But as of right now, that's what we've got as our consent form.
It's a really good consent form.
Yeah, that covers a lot.
Yeah, that's the first time I was using it, and I really enjoy it. I think I'm going to definitely incorporate it more into my games. All right, so we can jump over...
it's especially good if you're playing for the first time with a group that you've never played with before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, so in the journals, you should be able to see the Olaxis Galaxy, which is where we're going to start. And I will read a little blurb. The journals is the third one in. You should be able to see it.
Oh, it's the second for me.
Second for you? Okay. I have like, I see. I have like tokens and such I can add in. I see. Sorry. It's like pretty much my first time using Roll20.
It's completely understandable. It's one of my first times too. I haven't used this thing in literal years, so everything is alien to me. No pun intended.
But yeah, so you guys, we're starting off in the Olaxis Galaxy. It's a galaxy on...
I think my main question about this map is how is there west in space?
You'll have to ask the game designer because I have no idea.
I see.
But
it's a disk universe. Everything's flat. West is just left.
But yeah, the Olaxis is a galaxy on edge. Desperate planets fight for survival against an undeniable end, while adventurers make their living fighting against the universe itself. Yet in that struggle, many Alexians find reasons to live and hope. Existence may be ending, but that doesn't mean a good life isn't worth fighting for. As you guys can see on this map here, there are 3 lobes of the Olaxis galaxy. There is the Heart Worlds, which are basically the best worlds to live in. They're the ones furthest away from the burn, which is on the edge. I should say that the burn is coming in closer and closer. People don't know where it came from, why it's happening, but the Olaxis galaxy is the last one around. And it goes from the Heart Worlds, which are in the middle, the safest, to the Mid-Belt, to the Ghost Belt, which is the least least populated. We are going to start our adventure in the Mid-Belt at Yvlin. It's in the Mid-Belt. It's kind of a lower populated planet. In session 0G, we talked about the world being less populated, and that's kind of, it's a poorer world as well. So let me see if I can find that information to send to you guys.
Question also, do we know what the burn is?
Yeah, everyone would know what the burn is. It's just this bright orange glow that, sorry, I was trying to find the world here. Let me just type it in. It's this bright orange glow that when hits a planet, it burns it up pretty much. And you can't fly past it. It's a burning border, basically, that's ever slowly consuming worlds and coming in on itself. And
so we can't see what's on the other side of the burn.
No. Anything that flies into the burn is just completely destroyed with no signs ever again. All right, so it is how would you pronounce that? Yvlen? Yvlin?
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 I like Yvlin.
Yvlin? We'll go with Yvlin. The Yvlin system it has open borders, so it opens and trades with everyone. Let's see. Well, let me just click on it. Here we go. So it sits near the border of the Mid-Belt and the Ghost Belt. The namesake planet, once rich in plasma, has run almost dry, and the few miners who endure search for remaining wells on a planet prone to earthquakes, megastorms, and pirate raids. So the planet is prone to earthquakes, megastorms, and pirate raids. They take all the help from adventurers they can get. So the borders are open, so they will readily accept anyone coming in. The density is rural, so a lot of rural places, smaller villages, not as many big towns. The diversity includes everybody. That way you guys can be anything that you want when we get to that part. And then the economics is poor, so it's a poorer system as well. Normally we'd all talk about which one we'd want to be together, what system and such, but this one fit very nicely with how session 0G kind of was made when we were making it. So you guys are on the smaller planet of Yvlin, in a rural town, population around 200-300, and loosely, I would say you guys, I'm going to put you guys in an adventuring guild, training to be adventurers to hopefully leave this town this system to get better and bring back goods and general resources back to your village. Does that sound like a good story you guys would like to play?
So we're adventurers who are seeking resources to leave town?
Pretty much. Will help you
to earn enough to leave town.
Yeah, and bring back to keep, help your town become more economically stable and bring back good fortune for your town.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like we're kind of a lost cause, but okay.
Well, not yet.
The universe is a lost cause. We're just riding it out.
Yeah.
Right.
I want to make my way to one of the heart worlds. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, that could be an ultimate goal as well. If you guys wanted to change it up, that's fine with me. Are you guys looking forward to leaving all together and going to a heart world planet?
I mean, buying more time in a world that... How fast is the burn moving? Do we know? Does it have any...
It doesn't. Sometimes it takes 100 years or so for it to move an inch. Other times it could wipe out a whole planet in a day. So there's no time, at least that I read.
Yeah, no, I want to go in a place where it's not going to reach then. I don't know about what you guys want. I don't even exist yet as a character, but that is my core desire. If I exist in this world, I don't want to be on the edge, close to where the burn can get me.
You want to go where it's safe or safer.
Yeah. I mean, is that cool with you guys? I don't want to just be like, this is my motivation, yeah, but...
No, that makes sense to me.
Noob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good to me as well. Okay, so you guys will be... so we'll start off. You're in this smaller village. Let's say smaller city. What would you guys like to name your city? So you guys you're a part of a venturing guild. You're trainees right now. You're 3 trainees. I'd say it's probably your second or third year part of this program where this is like an outlying guild that will ship recruits from outlying Ghost Belt and Mid Belt. I'm trying to think of the word. I apologize. Recruitment centers, I guess. Training centers into like the main guild hall, which is in one of the worlds in the heart of the heart worlds. So this is your ticket out. If you become a good enough adventurer, you can leave the planet of Yuval in our city that shall be named soon, and get to the heart worlds.
Honestly, the only thing coming to mind, and this is why I don't name things, is Charlisto. And that's not... I don't know.
I like it.
Charlisto? Is that where...
All right. How do you spell that?
Charlestio? Charlisto?
All right. That's how it is. So you're in the smaller city of Charlisto with this adventuring guild, and you have been there for 2 or 3 years. What is your family like, Noob? Without really knowing, you wouldn't give a specific species yet, but what is your family like? How many members? What do they do for a living? And such like that.
Huh. Well. I don't usually do this much backstory. Give me a minute. So I'm thinking I probably have a pretty large family that... Dang it, what I was thinking of is literally just the plot of Coco.
It's okay to just steal from Disney.
Yeah,
Disney
they
does
steal
not
that
care.
story from that family, so...
That's true. So, like, probably the majority of my family is involved in, like, one business that is not necessarily the most vital to the town, but something that everyone kind of needs at some point or another. Not sure what that would be, really.
That's okay. We can figure that out later.
Yeah. But I'm just there. Probably not the oldest or the youngest. Also not the middleest. Just had to say it.
All right. So do you think you'd be more on the older side? Maybe like 3rd, 4th, 5th eldest? Or you want to be on the younger side?
I imagine somewhere just below the middle.
Okay.
It's like a 7 out of 11, thereabouts.
Okay. So this...
That's above the middle, though. Or I guess
Perfect.
other direction. Never mind.
Yeah. So on the younger side of, so we'll just stick with your 11 siblings. You have a larger extended family, but out of the 11 siblings, you're seventh. How close of a relationship do you have with your parents, or is there some other folk that you have a larger connection with?
I imagine that I'm just like not particularly important to the family at this point, so like I don't have particularly any relationship with my parents.
Right. Okay. So you're like not the most needed at the moment. So that's what afforded you to be able to join this Adventurings Guild to ultimately leave and possibly send back money to your family. Is the vibe. Cool. All right. Malcolm or David, any of you two have like a more concrete idea to give the other person a time to think? Or
After hearing Noob go, I've got one, but David, if you're solid, you can go ahead first.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I don't know how many siblings I have. That's a thing, but I have some, and my family are miners, like from the mine that
Perfect.
you talked about
Yeah,
earlier. And they expected me to do the mining as well, and I originally did, but I don't think that I don't think that's going to make enough money, so I've started to do this adventuring, attempting to get some more money that way. And I think, how long's the burn been around?
A century?
Yeah. It's been around for a long enough time.
And it moves at rapid paces randomly? Yeah, no, that ain't gonna fly with me. No, I'm trying to get everybody out, but in the end, if it turns out just being me that I can get out, that's fine. That's ultimately what this character will believe.
Awesome. And David, what do you got? Or I'm sorry. Sorry, 1 second. I forgot to ask. Any close connections to your family, a particular family member, or possibly a random NPC type of character? Malcolm.
I imagine that he is not particularly close with his family because he is kind of going against the grind by not doing the mining thing that he is supposed to. And maybe a sibling?
Yeah, that one sibling.
Is like, hey, it's going to be okay to do this. I don't know if I picture them younger, actually.
Okay,
so like
works.
a younger sibling being like, you're doing the right thing. But yeah. Otherwise, nope. No close connections. No important close connections.
Okay, awesome. All right, and David.
Okay. My character is going to be from a pirating family. I don't know what like the tech level is, but I feel like
ships and all that. Yeah.
These pirates are into like cybernetic enhancement.
Yeah. Okay.
So like the family trade is breaking into stuff, stealing their parts so that we can haul together something. And
awesome.
Basically the way the family structure works is you're born into kind of the main ship. As you get old enough, you kind of earn your own ship and are part of the fleet. And while I was still on the main ship, we crashed. We were like sabotaged and crashed while trying to raid either this town or a town nearby. And so I'm stuck planet side because I don't have a ship. And one of my siblings has actually taken over the fleet.
Man, I want to watch your movie. Whoa. Revenge Tale.
All right, so a sibling took... Wow, were you supposed to be ahead of the fleet instead of them?
I was like part of the royal family, if pirates have a royal family.
The main like the captain's kids, basically, is what. Okay, and so one of your brothers took that, or siblings took that over from you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm thinking like a younger sister.
A younger sister. Okay, so an Azula.
I did just finish watching Avatar with my wife, so yes.
Awesome.
I'm watching it with one of my friends. It's great.
Do you have a certain strong connection with someone? It could be someone from the, I guess, so maybe not. Were you crash landed by yourself, or Is there?
Our ship went down. I'm sure there's like one or two other people who survived the crash.
Maybe like a first mate,
Yeah.
mate type of guy who may like a Smitty or a Smee from.
Okay.
So yeah, from Captain Hook. So maybe that's your strong connection. You have them there.
Yes.
Okay, Smee, and then we can name everything as we continue. So yeah, just like every other day, the three of you wake up to go to your assignments for the guild. And you're greeted by this giant walking robot. I just have to 1 second. Okay, and you are greeted by this giant purple walking robot. Think very much Starscream from Transformers-esque. You would know that this is a species called the Peacecraft, which is sentient robots, and they are all connected to like a general motherboard, where they cannot make new ones, but when they die, their sentience is brought back into the motherboard, which is given to a new Peacecraft. So they have a long catalog of old data stored. This is one of the main recruiters / trainers of this guild. If you guys think of a name for it, let me know, and we can put it in there. But this character's name is 50-A-50-B-0V. You can call him V for short, or whatever other nicknames you may want.
It is 50-A-
50.
50A, 50B, 50-0-V, right?
Yep.
Is there like a police force in Burnbright that is made up of these things?
There is. It's an overguild is what they're called. And
Overguild.
Yeah.
And is this one we know and are friends with, or like what's the relation?
So
here?
I have to just look it up myself real quick. But basically what it is that the Overguild, I think there's 5 of them, as I'm just looking it up real quick.
My initial thought is just to call him 5-0 if they're part of the police force.
I love it.
5 overguilds. While these organizations don't control all business in Alaxis, each has a firm stronghold on their chosen industry. Even the Burnbright overguilds maintain their internal order, searching for opportunities to profit amid the chaos. Overguilds look out for themselves and their members above all else. Though each overguild has different industries, I would like all of the overguilds, please. Okay, here we go. Here they are. We have the Sanchel Overguild, which controls industry of private security. So that's probably going to be the closest, I believe, to like a police force. Yeah, use their privatized police force for keeping order, while the wealthy and other overguilds hire Sanchel security to guard their assets, personnel, and secrets. The Egan Overguild controls medicine and health in Alaxis. We have the Bahari Overguild, which controls industry and communication, and the Cosma Overguild that controls transportation. And then the Wesh Overguild, which controls construction and maintenance of infrastructure in Alaxis. So they all work together, but they also try to slight each other as well. So I think the Adventuring Guild will be a part of the Order of Heroes, which is just, the people going. So we'll call it the Order of Heroes for simplicity's sake for right now.
I'm sorry. Is this bot from the Order of Heroes, or is this...
Yeah, he'd be from the Order of Heroes. He's here to train new recruits and see if anyone on the in the mid belt has anything to offer the Heart World. So once you get into the Order of Heroes, they give like each group their own ship, and you're able to go out and start adventuring for them. But you can also join different overguilds if you so choose. So we'll get that when we get into the character creation aspect of the game. But right now, it's just a typical morning.
I kind of blanked on my question, so continue. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a typical morning for you guys. You wake up at your respective houses, and you've been in the same team, we'll call it, with your captain. What did you call him? 05?
5-0.
5-0. 5-0. And he's been training you on different aspects of adventuring. So, you went over healing, you went over piloting, and then you guys will have a chance to specialize your training at the end. But it's just your typical day. You get to the barracks and you're greeted by 5-0. Welcome, recruits. How was your sleep last night?
How did we sleep last night?
I don't know. I was not with you. I powered down like usual. You're awfully quiet this morning.
It was fine. Nothing of current event.
That is good to hear. All right. Today's assignment is to check out the city, as always, and ask around for any information on helping people. That is what adventurers do. They help.
Are you programmed to say that?
No. My voice box is just broken at the moment, and I have just gotten used to talking like this.
Okay. Who kind of leads the team here?
Well, I do. I am your captain. But if one of you would like to take the leader position, that is...
Well, you told us to go off to the town. You're not coming with us then. So, who's going to be in charge when you're not here?
Sounds like you are.
I was just about to say you can make that decision on your own, or I can come with, I guess.
Let's go help people, I guess. Companions of various name that I totally know. Let's go to town.
Sounds good.
Yes, for right now, we will call you all by your names assigned. Let's see, who is this? This is so Noob. You will be adventurer number 1. Malcolm, you are adventurer number 2.
Sweet.
Which makes David adventurer number 3. So for right now, we're gonna call you guys 1, 2, and 3, as you do not know your names yet. But that's okay. We will get there. But yeah, so you've been asked just to go walk the streets of Charlisto, and just to make sure everything is still on the up and up, and that there's no one, looking for lost cats or anything like that.
Do we have any weapons?
No, not yet. You have not graduated to the point of getting weapons.
Okay. I'm just making sure if things go down, I'll want to know what I have on hand.
Okay.
Cool.
Out into the street of Charlisto.
Yeah. So, Malcolm, what does the typical street of Charlisto look like?
I picture it kind of run down. My mind kind of goes more towards an Old West type mining, thinking it more designed that way. And also just the old Western aesthetic, the comforts of home type things where it was this was probably really nice at one point, but now it's really the paint's chipped. If there was wood, I don't know what this space environment would do to everything, but it would just, yeah. Yeah,
so technology is so advanced that, whatever you're looking for, it's going to have. So, but I think you're absolutely right. Charlisto once was this major, mining town turned city, and now that the plasma is almost gone of Yulvin, it's definitely run down. There's not enough money now to keep up with the paints and the infrastructure, and the roads are now a dusty red as you guys are walking through them, and a lot of the metal and bright shiny features are now replaced with a dull wood and a lot of rust as you're walking through town. You hear
I think it's darker
Yeah,
too.
a darker dinge to it.
Yeah, like the lighting and stuff. No one's keeping their lights on all the time, type thing. Like everyone's trying to save money.
Mhm.
Right, yeah. And if a business has an open sign on, a lot of the times that it's just the O that's illuminated because just the neon light has so far is faded out in the rest. And then is there any other relationships that you guys would want with each other, which you can like role play now or tell me, besides being put at this team? How long have you known each other and such? Because a big part of the story is working together and telling a story of everyone. So it's important to have a good mesh. I kind of forgot to do that in the beginning. So let's correct that now. And how are we going to fit our pieces in?
I think I definitely mostly am just looking to get off planet. And I heard that kind of some of the others in the group also want to leave. So I jumped onto this bandwagon as probably the best way to get off-world.
I heard you know how to make money, and you also want to get off planet, and that works for me. And then with Noob, I think that was a thing of like, oh, do you want to leave too? Or we need more people than just 2 people. That's not a crew, and we need to have somebody who knows what you know.
Yeah, it kind of seems to me like we probably met whenever we started at this training place. Like, we might have different, well, I might have different reasons than the others for being there, but once we were there, we're kind of forced to be in the same space, so we might as well get to know each other. That sort of deal.
I think the relationship is good, though, that we're like friends in a sense where it's, when I said that I would leave people behind, I meant my family, not these guys for the record.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear because they are the type to be very stubborn and want to stay like, you don't know the good, you gotta do good mining. Like that's what I expect. So, I'm a very, reach for the stars type character, so that's going to be that. But yeah, so with you guys, I'm just like, okay, you're the team. We can get out together this war.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds great. David, I have a question for you, or adventure number 3. Are you trying to recruit them to be a new pirate crew?
Likely, yeah. I think that's the way he knows how to survive, and using kind of the adventuring guild as a jumping off point, he could potentially get them to go and alter their course a little bit.
Yeah, so you're trying to like recreate your crew at some point, or are you just trying to take back over your lost family's crew?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to take the crew over, but I definitely want to confront at some point my sister.
Okay, cool. That sounds awesome. So yeah, what is one local shop that you guys frequent when you're sent on these missions into Charlistro City?
I'm imagining maybe not like a coffee shop, because I don't know that coffee would be the thing, but like the equivalent of that.
Yeah, coffee is fine. Outer space coffee, galaxy coffee, space coffee,
Splurge.
Spoffy. Here we go with Spoffy. Space coffee. Spoffy.
Yeah, just grab a Spoffy and a Sponut.
And a Sponut, yep, there you go. Yeah, who runs the shop?
That's a good question.
I think this is where my first mate works currently. I think in the crash, he kind of had his leg hobbled, so he can't really do a lot of active stuff. So he comes here and serves Spoffy.
Okay, that could be your contact point to see, because everyone talks to their Spoffy Sparista.
I love this already.
So do you have a name possibly?
I liked Shmee, but to make it more spacey, let's do Schmeat.
Schmeat?
Just add a T at the end.
Is Schmeat human?
There are no humans in this one, so it's be fun.
Oh,
Schmeat is whatever I am.
Okay, so yeah, we'll decide that later. But Schmeat, and then we can always conform names and make it fit the the algorithm that Burn Bright has and for their name generators and such. But yeah, Schmeat is great. So yeah, you walk in and you sit down, and Schmeat comes over and he hobbles over and hands you 3 cups of Spoffy. Aye, welcome back, you 3. What's it today?
Just the coffees and any word on the street if you've heard anything.
Aye, the only trouble you've heard is Grandma Doris down the road is missing her 3 cats. And she keeps walking around the town causing a ruckus looking for her cats. And he looks over to you, David, and you notice that he gives one of those looks that you've seen many times before of concern. Have you noticed the sky lately? It's much darker than normal.
Not in particular. I've been keeping my eyes down where my feet are.
Aye, as you should do.
Is that code for something?
Aye, me bones have been shaking ever since I woke up this morning. I feel a storm a brewing, but it could just be these old bones. Ever since the crash, I haven't been myself. Yeah, just keep an eye out. Keep your eyes wide open.
How close are we to getting off-world? Like, and money-wise...
money-wise, it's not much of a money issue. It's more of a graduation point. So you're in...
Oh, okay. I see. Yes.
You're in like a year, we'll say year 3 of year 4. So you're juniors, almost seniors. And then once you take the exam is when your proficiency exam is when you're able to like select and pinpoint what class and such you are going to focus your training on even further. Because right now they're giving you the general, you're getting your gen eds out of the way. Oh. How to shoot,
yeah,
how to blah,
younger
blah, blah.
than I thought.
Well, age doesn't matter. It's just whenever you join in.
But
yeah.
It's like training.
Training,
yeah. No, I get it.
But you do know once you do hit that graduation point, you're able to then get your own ship and you're flown out to one of the heart worlds, where then they will assign you different tasks and such, depending on where you land. But so that's the Spoffy shop, Spoffy and Sponuts.
I will say it's probably not good Spoffy.
Oh.
He is not a barista at heart.
No, it's instant Spoffy.
I only come here for the Sponuts, so it's okay.
Sponuts are delicious. Like, you don't know what's in them, but man, when you take a bite, you just have to order a second one.
And rather than being like circle shaped, I imagine they're spirals.
Oh, yeah, of course. He has no idea what he's doing, so he just kind of grabbed like probably a piece of like the helm of like the ship that he used to steer. I just kind of assumed he's like, helps with the steering and such. Mm-hmm. And whatever broken part, he just put on like a gear and turns it. It turns so like the batter just falls down, and he doesn't even know what he's doing. He just finds out that it tastes good.
Sometimes that's all you need to know.
I never asked for the secret recipe.
I'll keep asking until I get it. Should we go look for the cats?
Might as well.
There's 3 of us. There's 3 cats. We can catch them quick. And we head back here and we get more Spoffy and more Sponuts.
Yeah, that sounds as easy as herding cats.
I'm sure ye can do it. I'll be here with all your Spoffy and Sponuts. And he hobbles away.
Till the very next day. Bum, 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 ba-da-da.
So I guess finish our drinks and take off.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, adventurer number 1, Noob, you would know Grandma Doris's hut a little bit more than the others. I guess I scratched that. David, you would know a little bit more of Grandma Doris's hut, since the Spoffy and Sponuts was Noob's creation. A little bit further down the road, towards the more residential area of Charlito City, you see this hut, this older looking hut, and why don't you give me a little more details on Grandma Doris?
Grandma Doris is definitely the cat lady of this town, and it's like she lives in an old chunk of something that crash landed here that she just made into a home. And pretty much every inch of it she's filled with pets, all of which she calls cats, but not all of which are cats.
That got increasingly disturbing as you went on.
As you're getting closer and closer, like there's definitely a wide gap between the more densely populated area of the city to then, like, it seems like Grandma Doris's house is just no one wants to build around it. You definitely see a bunch of different creatures walking around the premise that should not be there. But you see this little older looking lady. She's got 4 arms, a harder shell exterior. She walks out. Hey, get off me lawn, you whippersnappers!
As this happens, as we walk up to the animals, are they more docile than they typically are in the wild?
You can see a few that would come up to you and like are looking for scraps of food, but others are very large, and you know not to go any closer.
I would like to pet some of the smaller ones, and I think I would have some, like, donut crumbs or something to give them, like, something.
Yeah, it's a typical...
For the little ones.
It's not the first
chunks.
time... Yeah, Sponut holes.
Sponets. Yes.
Sponut holes. Yeah, this isn't the first time Grandma Doris has one of her quote-unquote cats have escaped. So you definitely have some Sponut holes for them. Probably like the day-old ones with they can't sell anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're there.
We'll just say Schmeat for those, yeah.
I knew it was you 3 who stole my cats. Give them back.
Why don't we calm down, and you can tell us where the cat went, or cats. We've heard 3 are missing. Is it just one? Because of what? Is it
3 of my cats are missing. And I know you 3 took them.
Now, is it a tall cat, and I point towards one of the bigger animals, or a small cat we're looking for?
A smaller cat, you whippersnapper.
I mean, we didn't take them. We're here to help you find them.
Oh,
We're
you're
part of
here
the
to
Hero
take
Guild.
them. I know
No,
it.
if we were here to take them, we could just do that. And then I look towards David's character or Noobs and just go tell her, because
We've been over this.
Social.
Your pets wouldn't be worth anything on the regular or black markets. They're not worth taking.
Absolutely savage.
We're here to just bring back the ones that are lost so that they're at least contained in your yard.
I knew I liked this one. Straight to the point. All right, then. I don't know which 3 are missing.
Very helpful, thank you.
Wait, how do you know 3 are missing if you don't know which 3?
Because there's 3 less.
That checks out.
You count them, but you don't know which ones are missing.
No, I have a lot of them.
I'm gonna go find them now. I just walk outside. I am not dealing with this old lady.
Noob, you would know that 9 times out of 10, when a cat's missing, normally they're not, and it's just Grandma Doris who is looking for some sort of attention. So as you're walking away, Malcolm, you overhear, "Oh, do come in for some tea, and we can talk about which one is missing."
Well, we just had some Spoffy and Sponets.
But you've never had but you love my spee.
I knew that was coming, and I didn't like it.
I know, neither did I. It's the EA spee. The EE spee is not what I'm serving.
Give me a second. Okay.
Have you at least cleaned up since last time?
Of course, anything for you.
Do you need any help around the house, though?
I would love some help.
Maybe we can do that. And that way, your house will be so nice that your cats come back. And I like look at her like, I understand, but I do not wish to keep doing this.
Yeah, it's probably your third or fourth time having to do this. As you enter the home, nothing's clean, and think very much a Hoarders episode of like,
Oh God.
yeah, any nook and cranny, anything that you think that like a little bit of bolts, some weapons, a lot of, you know, extra pet stuff that they leave behind. It is very much in a need of a good cleaning. Newspaper stacked up high, ship parts, everything. She's like the mad old lady.
Be a hero, they said. Go out and be. You can go to a different planet. No, I don't have to clean anything.
Come, sit down. And as she brushes like papers aside and such, you're pretty much sitting on older paper that has just kind of molded a butt print. As it's so old.
This is fine.
And the table is some part of an old ship, probably something that's crashed here before. Part of like a bigger ship that has crashed. But again, there's this overwhelming stench of animals. So
how are you today?
I'm great. Which spee would you like? Spurl Gray? Or perhaps maybe some Speppermint?
Speppermint today.
Speppermint, my favorite.
I hear they use Speppermint in surgical rooms for bad operations, so that might help with the smell.
I look towards David, your character, and I go, if you're a pirate, that means, like, we know that we could just, like, and then it'd be,
Without a ship to escape, we'd probably be apprehended pretty quickly in that case.
I mean, but, like, do we have to keep doing this?
As you guys are talking, there's another huge earthquake. Now, most of the buildings in Charlito City have been reinforced to some degree to handle these massive earthquakes, but Grandma Doris's has not. And everything shakes, and all of these papers and such fall, and some of them hit the back of Grandma Doris's head, and she falls unconscious in front of you on this paper table that is kind of molded from this dirty newspapers.
I was kidding. I didn't. Oh God. Does anyone know how to do anything about this? Is anyone good at this? I know we had some training, but I'm not good at this.
I've been trained.
You guys can do some inspection. You can go look at her.
I'll go take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that there's a crack down the back of her skull, and it looks like there's some white, fleshy bit inside of it.
Is that normal for her race?
No, it normally would be blood. There doesn't seem to be like you don't see any signs of blood.
Oh, so this is a bad thing, or a weird thing, rather.
And as you're done checking this over, David, Grandma Doris just pops right back up. As I was saying, you all want peppermint tea? Boy, these earthquakes are getting worse and worse each day. And gets up to make tea as if nothing happened.
After that happens, I go over to her as she's making the tea, and I'm just kind of like watching her, seeing what she's doing. I just want to watch very closely.
Yeah. As you're watching very closely, she's turned on her stove top. She's put on water to boil. She grabs peppermint tea, and puts it in.
Does she move like she always moved?
Yeah.
We've been over there multiple times.
Yeah, moves like an older lady. No problem. I mean, she shuffles instead of walks, of course.
Do you feel all right?
Yes, of course. It's always nice to have you three helping me out, finding my cats.
I think you should move out.
What?
So sorry, Noob.
My house?
I don't think your cats are safe here.
My precious kitties are fine.
Yeah, they can probably take the damage better than she can.
You think so?
Noob, you start to realize that that even though it's midday, it starts to look as if it's in the middle of the night, and that it just starts to get extremely dark, and you can feel the temperature drop like 10 degrees.
My, where has the time gone? We should really be, going.
And as you say that, another massive earthquake shakes the ground in the house. And you start to see different coordinates like come from like this, out from underneath all of this newspaper that has been building up for as long as you've known Grandma Doris. There has always been this mountainous papers and other objects, but these earthquakes are shaking it to a degree, and you haven't really ever been in her house while earthquakes happen, but you start seeing different coordinates appear and come up.
On the walls, or
yeah, like on the walls. You can see, like, you know, very much Always Sunny in Philadelphia style of like the conspiracy theories, and you see these threads, not like yarn, but like markers or like prints on these maps leading to certain coordinates, and you start to realize that this is your planet, that all these different points are converging on.
That's strange.
Would you like to explain over some peppermint tea? I say, grabbing like the tea and pouring it for myself. I do not drink it. I just pour some.
Right, yeah. Grandma Doris one is like, oh, you're pouring it way too early. It has to steep for about 5 minutes.
That's all right. Why don't you? I like my tea a certain way. Why don't you tell me what this is about, though?
Oh, that's the invasion.
Invasion for
here.
When?
Today.
I throw the tea in her eyes and book it out the door.
No, it's okay. Ah, my eyes, wait, it's okay. We're making this place a better place.
I've already, towards the door.
Yeah, as you leave the door, you start seeing what looks like meteorites start falling from the sky. And you start hearing crashes, and the earthquakes are more violent than they ever have been. Very much to, this is very similar to David. Your character would experience pirate attacks or have caused them. But this is like, this is 10 times worse as these.
On a planet.
It's on a planet, but it's also happening all over. And it looks like it's raining meteorites or some sort of objects are just falling from the sky.
On my way out of the hut, I'm going to grab a chunk of whatever refuse she has to have as like a umbrella over my head. Not that it'll probably do much.
Yeah, you're able to find, I would say you're just able to find an umbrella. That's fine. It's got some holes in it. It's an older model.
Not really sure how well that's going to help, but
As I see all of like that, I then look towards everyone else and go, see, that's hero work, but that's not. We're not. That's
we're not ready for that.
All level. Yeah, that's hero work.
But yeah, as you say that, Malcolm, you all three have these watches, or very much watches, bracelet type things, and all of a sudden they light up red, signaling to you that there's an emergency, and you hear, was it 50? What's his name?
50.
50.
50, sorry. 50. Please report back to Guildhall. Emergency. Planet under attack. Planets under attack. Please return. Unknown entity. Please return.
Can we talk back to it, or is it just an announcement?
Yeah, you can talk back.
I go, well, we know Grandma Doris is one of them. Also, does this mean we're graduated? As we were, like, running there.
One of what? Please save all information for when you return. You have 15 minutes to get back, or we are evacuating without you.
Oh.
This is...
We get to go to space today.
So we do get to get... Awesome.
So about how long is it going to take us to get there?
Pretty much, you have like 10 minutes to get there, and then 5 minutes to get onto the ship. So you guys would have time. Well, let me recon that. I'll say you have 35 minutes to get back there, which will allow you time to, you can each rescue one person, or you can head right there. So you have time to rescue some other people, or you can head right to the station and hop right on.
I've got the people I care about most right there.
I'm stopping in and grabbing Schmeat.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically it's more than one person, but they would all probably be in the same spot. Can I just get my 3 younger siblings?
Sure. Malcolm, are you going to try to save your younger sibling that supported you, or are you just...
I'll try to save him.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are all able to save these few people.
I'll stop by and I'll say, like, no time to talk, you gotta go.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm sorry. What I actually meant to say is, I burst down the door and go, come with me if you want to live. And that is how we do it.
That makes more sense.
Get to the chopper.
Okay.
There's definitely a code that pirates use when they're about to abandon ship, and so I kind of go in the door of the spoffy shop and just say, like, I'm going to go with red fish hook.
I thought you were going to be like, it's abandoned ship. There's a code the pirates have when they abandon ship. It's abandoned ship.
Well, it's actually, hey, things aren't going so well out here. We should probably think about getting off. Which is short for, let's go.
Oh, it won't let me get over there.
Hey, looks like rain today.
All right, hold on.
But yeah, so we grab them, and we're running.
Okay. So just trying to see how this works. Okay. So make a perception roll for me. It's just you can choose out of a D4, a D6, or a D8 for this. You can all do it, or you can each just do one.
And list the dice again. I'm sorry, I was reading over this as well.
You're good. D4, a D6, or a D8.
I went with a D6.
Now, we'll get into full on doing all of this in a second. But for right now, you're going to just do a D6? Okay.
All right, we got 2 1s.
And a
Good,
5. Okay.
good.
So I'm going to give the 5 as a success. Let me make sure that's right. Let me just go.
You mean the ones aren't successes?
No. Okay. Oh, yeah. So ones are an automatic fail. As you guys are making your way to the guild hall, it looks that as Noob and Malcolm, you guys seem to get lost on your way there, and you're separated.
Malcolm rolled the 5.
Yeah, I was the 5 roller.
Oh, you rolled the 5? I'm sorry. Sorry. David and Noob, you both get lost with your people you're trying to save. And Malcolm, you are right on track. You look behind you, and your 2 comrades with their people of importance are gone. What would you like to do? Would you like to go back, or would you like to keep on going?
How much time have I been running?
I would say you have about 20 minutes or so to get back. It's not the biggest city, so you were able to find everyone pretty quickly, and with your code words and urgency, you were able to persuade everyone to leave. So you have 25 minutes to get back to the guild hall.
And how far am I from it? 25 minutes to get back, and how far would I be running normally?
Well, you have to try to find them first. So
No, I know, but
yeah.
if I ran there on my own, how long
if you
would
ran
that
there
take?
right now, you'd get there in like 15 minutes.
So I have 5 minutes to find them because I'm not waiting till the last second.
Right, exactly.
I will send my little brother ahead. I will give him advanced directions. I imagine he might have even known where the heroic hall is.
Yeah, he's brought you lunch a couple times.
Yeah. So I will send him and go like, this is where you need to go. This is where you need to go. If anything happens, you just run straight there. Do not stop. Do not save anybody. This is about your survival. Go. And with that heartfelt goodbye, which has a hug and a tear and all that, I kind of almost shove him away to go go run.
Yeah, and he starts
and
sprinting
I
off.
am going. and I'm going to look for the guys or the crew for about 5 minutes. I'm going to run around the area and see the certain parts where I remembered last seeing them, and like when I stopped hearing them.
You're going to go on foot and look, or did you want to do
Any
something
other
else?
option? Is there any animals around that?
Your wristband, you could try communicating with them. So your options to finding them are computers, engineering, knowledge, perception, or streetwise. Or medicine, if you can think of a medicine way to justify it.
No. I always pictured this character more engineering-esque.
Okay. So I would say probably through GPS tracking seems more engineering.
Yeah, I'll try that first.
So the way to justify rolls is, well, I guess all roll checks are like are made by justifying them to me, the game master or the space captain.
I like Space Captain. That's cool.
And the Spapton. So you can literally roll any of these and just make them up in your head. But as long as they're justified.
I'm going to roll engineering.
Okay.
Or you said, was tech one of them? I'm sorry.
Computers, engineering, medicine, knowledge, perception, and streetwise.
I'm going to go with computers then, and I'm going to use the GPS tracking that I imagine we have in our things.
Yeah, I can read what computer skills specializes in if you'd like.
Oh, yes, please. This is our first time playing this game. So
yeah, specialized tasks with computer technology are covered by computer skills. Hacking into security systems, opening up encrypted files, defending a server from a cyber attack, or opening an electrical door linked to a network could be accomplished with this role.
What about engineering, real quick?
Yeah, of course. Using, repairing, or creating machines and solving problems that involved mathematics and physics are covered by engineering skill. Rigging a snare trap. Engineering?
Yeah, and how would he do it, though? I know what he would do. Admittedly, when I was first thinking this guy up, I thought of an inventor. Again, it's probably because I watched Jingle Jangle yesterday. Great movie. Not a sponsor, but watch it. And what I would want to do is I imagine I have like a small, like, camera, like a little drone that I can send out to hopefully see city from skyline. I get that's going to be dangerous with things falling from the sky, but so was walking around with things falling from the sky. So yeah, I'm going to take shelter and kind of look using that.
Yeah, I would say roll, say a D8 for that.
D8? Ooh, that don't work.
What was it? Oh, yeah, you send this drone up, but you may have just in the frenzy miscalibrated something or whatnot, but it quickly falls back to the Earth or to Yovlin as quickly as you send it up.
What's funny is that's what also happens in Jingle Jangle. So it's par for the course. I'm going to since that didn't work, I think, then I guess I would just use, at that point, I would just go into the tech of my watch, and if that's not engineering, if that is computers, then I would be using computers to try to GPS them.
Okay. I roll another D8, I would say. Oh, I guess that was a fail. Hold on. So something you thought was true is a lie. So that'll come back into play at some point.
Oh, do I not get to say what that was?
I mean, we can... Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh, I know you do plot shots and stuff. I don't have
we're not going to do that for session 0.
But my idea was I see ships flying off already. Not necessarily all the ships, but I start to see ships leave. So even though they're like, oh, ships aren't leaving yet, I'm seeing ships leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that cool?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. I didn't want to make it too bad for everybody, but I didn't also.
No, we'll move to.
I thought that'd be fun.
Since you guys both rolled nat ones at the same time, I'm going to say you are together. So Noob and David, with your group of importance people, what would you like to do to try to get back on track?
I think I would lean towards Streetwise, just because we've been patrolling this area and kind of getting back alleys and going to undesirable places. So I think kind of tracking through the city.
Sure,
if
that works for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Finding a different, like a plan A to get there, or a plan B to get use a different route. Sure. Roll, I would say, since you both are there, each of you could roll a D4 and add it, or one person can roll a D8.
2d4 is better than 1d8.
True.
Well, we're adding them together, so I'm not going to count it as a 1. But yeah, so a 5. So yeah, I would say that passes. You're able to find a different location and meet back up with Malcolm.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You guys are all together. Malcolm's brother is now missing, though.
Don't worry about it. I won't say anything to them. I just, once I see them, I like wave them on and I start running.
Okay, yeah. As you continue to run, you see a bunch of buildings start to tumble and crash and fall, blocking your way. So you have to you keep reverting back to different location or different paths and such. You definitely hear a lot of people calling for help. It's up to you if you want to try to stop and help them, but you do have 10 minutes left before you get to your destination.
What are the odds that anyone else has a ship other than the Heroic Guild?
Very small.
I was asking that in character.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. No.
You hear over your intercom, very small.
Okay. What is the, how bad are these people, when they're we need help, what does it look like? What are the situations?
You see some people with, buildings falling on top of them. You see lost kids, obviously with the confusion. People with scrapes and cuts and such.
Okay, scrapes and cuts, people. I have no time for this. So for the small children, I will go, hey, we're gonna play to all of them. Hey, we're gonna play a game. The game is that you have to run as fast as you can with us. That's what we're playing right now. It's really fun. You should try it. Let's go. Your mom and dad, they want you to play the game. Come on. And then with anybody who is injured with scrapes and cuts, who is not down, who can also run, because I'm slowing for nobody, I would want to just kind of go, I know we can find medical supplies, but we have to move to get there.
How would you like to persuade, what skill would you like to use to get these kids to come with you?
What are my options?
Computers,
okay, so same ones.
Yeah, same ones. And then there's social, mental, and physical.
I think for the kids, it's social.
That makes sense.
I think for the people injured, it's medicine.
Okay, so roll those.
Is that what were the dice?
You can do. They're not set dice yet because we haven't made characters yet. But do a D8 for the social, and then a D6 for the medicine.
I would probably help with medicine, I think.
Okay, so do 2D6 for the medicine.
Okay, well, the medicine is a 4.
A 4.
Oh, well, a 4 works either way. And then for the social, it is a 6.
Oh, I see.
So 6 out of 8 and 4 out of 6.
So, I see.
Or 7 out of 12.
Okay, yeah, so that all passes. That's pretty good. So you're able to get, let's see, how many kids are we going to save? So you're able to save 3 kids. That you passed. Let me write that down. And then
are there any specialized buildings that we pass by with people injured inside?
There's very much like a, like in Hurricane Katrina when they went to the Mercedes Dome. There's like an evacuation center where people can flee to be, like when they have severe earthquakes or if there's a pirate attack, they'll go there for safety to just try to minimize the death and casualties. So there's one of those giant domes there. You could take those. It would add on a lot of time to get there for you.
Yeah.
But you can direct people there, or you can just keep going. You have in total 3 kids and 7 injured adults.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
I'm convinced that it's best to get him to the ship. So that's my goal.
yeah, we don't have a lot of time.
All right. Yep. So you're finally there. You finally get to the ship, or you finally get to M50. Oh, well done on saving extras. We have, let's see, Noob, you had 3, and then David and 1 Malcolm. All right. So in total, you saved 3 kids, 7 injured adults. That is 10 plus 3 family member, or I should say 5 family members. So 15 people saved in total. Very well done.
If this is a simulation, I'm going to be so pissed.
No, I did not do that.
All right,
We
5
would
let's
not-
get on the ship and get out of here.
Yes. Well, nicely said, adventurer number 3. All right. As you get, let me just delete this guy. So, okay, we'll go here. Okay, so you should be able to now see a ship sheet.
The files? Journal?
Yeah.
Journal.
Can you see the different? It doesn't give the different.
It's ship, but yeah. I don't have bio or info on it.
Okay.
Ship.
It doesn't give the. Darn, that's poop. All right, let me go get it then. Okay. So here, the different ship options. You see that there are only a few left, so you can choose out of a bolt. The bolts are long, sleek rockets made for moving through outer space in style. They are developed by the Kathuks for travel across long distances in comfort, but they can be outfitted with weapons.
Okay.
So those are the bolts. We have a breacher. Breachers are long ships that can carry several people at once. The ship is equipped with a laser sword and it can cut holes into sides of other spaceships. Dock there and send in a boarding party.
That's probably the kind of ship I'm used to.
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably very used to that ship. A dreadnought, our crowning achievement of the Ulrin ship design. Their specs are zealously guarded. Secret of for decades, the plans were seized and leaked onto the CompleteNet by anonymous hacker. They are shielded giants. These shielded giants are armored with missiles and special short-range laser cannons that lock on targets, making them difficult foes.
That feels like the smart decision,
Yeah.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
wait, it gets better.
The shield sentry are invented by the Order of Heroes. So there's a couple of these left, I would say. But everyone from pirates to overguilds sees the value of small one-pilot ships that can lock down others. When 4 of these ships work together, they can create a green semi-translucent field around their target. This is probably not one you want because
You're one person.
yeah. So are you
Okay,
guys?
so-
I think you all are. I think the dreadnought would be the best
Yeah.
bet for
Yeah.
shield.
Noob, any thoughts or
It
any
might be. Hold on, it might be.
disagreement? Any
Ooh,
other ones?
I'm gonna change dreadnought because that's a high level ship.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here. Okay.
There's a wanderer which would work too.
No. For whichever reason, I do not like the Wanderer. I don't trust it.
There's a transport ship as well.
Also, no. Right? It's not used in combat. That's bad. We need to have something to defend ourselves in space. What was the one before Breacher? Like originally?
The Bolt?
Yes. Can we send some people to the Bolt and then get on the Breacher ourselves?
Sure. Who would you like to send? I'm assuming the 3 kids and 7 injured.
Yes.
5-0 will be going with you guys as well.
Sure.
As your captain. So, are you going to have your family members come with you as well?
Oh, my family member is there. Yeah, he's welcome to come with me. I just wasn't sure if he left already with the ships.
It's up to you.
Early.
I'm going to let you control them.
Oh, come on, man. That one was one that that's one that I don't know. I kind of wanted the universe to decide on that.
I mean, I can roll for it and just...
Yeah, I'm happy with that for me.
All right. Do you want above a 50% or below 50?
Yeah, I'll do above 50.
83, so
he's there.
He's
okay,
there.
Yeah, then yeah, he comes with me.
Okay, yeah, so, Noob, did you want your 3 younger siblings come with you as well?
I mean, I can't just leave them here.
You can send them in a different ship to going to a different planet if you'd like.
I see.
That's what I did with the injured people and the kids. I'm putting them on the Bolt. It's comfortable.
I'm assuming Samit is coming with you, David.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll keep them with me.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys, I will, hold on.
Are we taking the Breacher, or which one would we want to take? I figured the Breacher, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think your character would say something, Dave, about that. Be like, oh, yes. Then we'd just be like, okay, if it can fight. If it's good for pirates.
Definitely prefer them.
All right, I'm going to stop the screen sharing. So the
Breacher for us, Bolt for the civvies.
Okay.
And then we're keeping all the people who we saved that are our people, not the randos.
Okay, yep. So you guys are on the Breacher, and yeah, I can send in a boarding party, so it's going to be big enough, and it's just a standard level challenging, so it's perfect. Yeah, so as you get on this ship, it retracts its docking mechanism and starts flying out, and you start to see, as you're getting higher and higher in the atmosphere, you see all of these mini-looking stars are ascending onto your home planet for the most part, besides you, David. But you've been there long enough where you consider it a home, even though you want to leave it. You start to see all of these small little explosions happen as they hit the surface. And when you look up, you see this giant black hole in the sky. And 5-0 grabs control of the ship and goes, "We are going into the time vortex. We will be shot out in a different time, maybe in the future, maybe in the past. That will be our mission, is to escape this and find our way back and hopefully prevent it. Your training now will be increasingly hard, so prepare." And as he says this, a mirror drops in front of both of you and all 3 of you. And you hear him say, "Now please select your proficiencies and your classes." And now we can get into character creation.
Okay.
As the mirrors come up, and now on your bracelets is inscribed your name. And Noob, what name is inscribed in your bracelet?
So yeah, I'm playing an Eno, and for anyone who's never played Burn Bright, Enos have, well, their names are kind of a fucking mess. So, my name is Evelyn Caldermia Tyra Sirius Doran. There we go. There's so much going on there.
Yeah, there's the cat people as well, if you haven't played before. Malcolm, what species did you end up with?
I picked an Olran, for those who do not know, from Burn Bright. An Olran is a crystal person made entirely of crystal. And their names are not nearly as bad. Luckily, I have chosen the name Celo Verondu. So that is who I am.
Nice.
And David, last but not least.
I am playing a Zavoy, which is a type of slug people who are all about inhabiting dead corpses. My Zavoy's name is Scoliante Castana.
Very nice. And well, that's it for our session G0 here on Filling in the Gaps Rerolled. We might play this again, and we might record it, we may not. But we got a little flavoring of how I would run a session 0, making sure we're all on the same page on our consent form, our green, yellow, and red sensitivity levels. Green being okay, yellow being like not too much, and red being like don't you dare ever talk about this, which is very much needed. And I always like cooperative storytelling and world building, so that's how I ran the beginning of us in it together. And session G0, I hope I'm saying that correct. I keep is it
0G.
0G. Session 0G, sorry. We were talking about making it a session 0 where you are making your character as you go along, and at the end, typical Skyrim, Oblivion, Bethesda, Elder Scrolls, going in there and making your character right before you start the game. So my next step after this would be probably doing some ship combat to get us familiar with that. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my players had fun creating this. For this, I was your space captain, your game master, Mambo here, signing us off for following us at Filling in the Gaps FITG D&D, or find me at DM Mambo 5. And everyone else, starting with Noob down, feel free to insert your social media tags as well.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at xnoobinator912x. If you want to know how to spell that, best of luck.
Oh, is that
I'm not going to tell them how to spell it.
Then I'll go next. I've been Celo Verondu, aka Malcolm. You can find me at the Ruler of Rhyme. That's it. No special numbers, no fanciness. It's literally just the Ruler of Rhyme. So find me there.
And I have been David for this episode. I potentially will be... Oh shit, what's my name? I potentially will be Scoliante Castana if we end up playing this again. You can find me on Twitter at Daedra18. That is DAEDRA18.
Yeah, and again, follow us at FitGDND on Twitter, and you can also find our... Oh, I almost said Patreon, but I meant to say Discord as well. Join the Hive Mind. Let us know if you want more of these fun shots and such like that. So
you can also find our network's Patreon and our network merch store if you go to our website at obtuseaudio.com.
Yes, go follow Obtuse Audio as well. And yeah, signing off again. Bye-bye. Blast off. Have fun. It's a good game. Hopefully we'll play it.
Speed, Captain.
Beam yourselves up. Some good old Burn Bright. Not funded or sponsored by them at all. Just getting the name out because, well, that's what we wrote. Session episode 4. And with this last fun shot, us over here at Filling in the Gaps Rerolled want to thank everyone for listening to us. We want to thank Cam and Rich for letting us take over the show, and we want to thank everyone who stayed with our Discord and our new friends who have joined us. and we can't wait to see what year 2021 will do. So we hope you liked this fun shot we just did for you. I know it was something new. I hope we were able to give you some enjoyment through this and get a little vibe on how to run a Session Zero. Anyway, let us know if you want us to do maybe some dice giveaways or anything you'd like to see us do to help improve the show in the upcoming year. I hope you guys enjoyed. Our intro today was Day Sparkle, found in the YouTube library. So yeah, thank you again for listening. 5-star reviews, and we'll see you next year. Bye-bye, guys.
Obtuse Audio.